Hey guys, RJ here. We wanted to bring you our first Netflix original movie review, and it is going to be a review of Coin Heist, which premiered on January 6th. It's another of Netflix's original movies, which they're going to be producing a lot more of over the next couple of months. So we wanted to give it a review, and I'm a big After School Special fan. I love The Breakfast Club. I love pretty much all of those movies. And I thought maybe I'd give this one a shot. A lot of people were pretty hesitant after the trailer, and so was I. I'm definitely one of them. I'm always skeptical of these movies when they do these. But in general, let's take a look further into The Coin Heist. The IMDb page for this movie lists 3 stars that are in like 30 seconds of the whole film, and I know that's, whatever, that's the production company that chooses that kind of stuff, or maybe the IMDb page is just listed wrong, but I'm actually going to give you guys the names of the actors and actresses that were in the entire movie. It's the 4 main characters of the movie, and that's Alex Saxton as Jason, you have Alexis G. Zoll as Alice, you have Sasha Pierste as Dakota, and you have Jay Walker as Benny. So hopefully I didn't butcher those names too bad. But in general, I thought the cast for this movie was actually pretty solid. I didn't mind it that much. I don't think they were the problem with this movie. This movie has a good amount of problems, and I don't think that the casting was actually one of it. I thought maybe Jason acted a little too stoned throughout the whole movie, which was also his character, so I don't know to blame that on script writing or whatever. And then I thought Dakota was pretty solid, but at times she seemed way too forced for me. And the person watching the movie with me also noted it quite a few different times. She seemed like she was forcing it, and that does not mean that that was a bad job on her for acting. That could easily mean that the director was pushing her to do something that she wasn't comfortable with. And at times I just feel like it's clearly a movie, and that's not what you want when you're actually watching a film. Then we get into the plot of this movie. It's pretty straightforward. It's an after-school special, which, as I stated, I absolutely love. And in general, I think the Coin Heist, it's basically an Ocean's 11 mixed with, a Breakfast Club. And they do a decent job at times trying to make this plot move forward. But the biggest parts of the movie where it's supposed to show like the emotional changes of the characters, I feel like they definitely miss upon. They spent a lot of time on planning and stuff for the movie, and that's fine. But they didn't fill in the character development spots like they should have. Like the main opening scene is 3 minutes, and you get to see, Josh's father and stuff or Jason's father while he's there, and then you don't see him again until the middle of the movie, and that's like a 5-second clip, and then you don't see him again at all for the rest of the movie. We get no real satisfaction, we get no closing for his character plot line at all, and I mean, yeah, he ends up being happy with Alice and stuff, but we don't get to see what the ending to what started the movie, which was his father getting arrested for something that he wasn't sure if he did. And I like the way that they built up the mystery at first, where Jason wasn't sure if his dad did it or not, but he didn't even want to know. And then he goes and finds out that he's going to plead guilty, and I just thought it seems like they're skipping too many things. This is definitely a director's editing issue, in my opinion. It seems like they cut out scenes that would have built the movie along a little bit better. And I think the movie could have been longer. I think it only ran for like an hour and 36 or an hour 56 minutes. I thought maybe this could have been a TV show. I think they could have done like an 8-episode series or a 6-episode series or something like that, and this would have felt way more played out because we just do not get enough character development for these characters that I actually like. I actually like these characters, and we don't get to see them grow from one point until the end. There's a few instances of sure, but like, is Alice really any different at the end of the movie than she was at the beginning? She's still a hacker. She still has control of herself. She still believes in herself. Besides her finding a love interest, I don't know how she developed as a character, and I loved her character. So it's not the character itself, it's what they become when the movie ends, and I didn't see really anything in that for every character here. Then we get to what I believe is probably the strongest point about this movie, and that is easily the visuals and the soundtrack. The soundtrack has some great tracks on it. Definitely go check that out. There should be a list somewhere in Wikipedia for you, and I really like the way that they kind of start building up some of these scenes with the soundtrack, and the in-between parts, where they're walking around school seem a little bit oddly placed when it comes to a cinematography perspective, but the soundtracks behind those shots actually end up making them seem normal, if that makes sense. I think the music kind of carried some of these lame duck shots that they do of like, oh, let's stand on a staircase, or oh, let's stare at each other on a park bench. I think that they did a good job of the music adding on and building to what was a pretty obviously weak script. And I think it kept the movie flowing for what it was, but at times it was definitely a little bit slower paced than what I would have liked. Especially at the end scene when they're all partying at the Winter Formal, I would have liked to have seen something crazy, something I haven't seen before thrown out, but it just kept on playing the alt indie rock kind of stuff that it was doing, and that's comfortable and that's easy for movies like these. But I would have liked to see them kind of take a different chance, show that, oh, this is the ending to the movie, these characters have changed, and here's this chorus line or whatever. But point is, I thought the music was good, and then the visuals for the movie were pretty awesome. We get to see them building all of these things for, how a coin would be minted, and obviously some of this is far-fetched, where, them breaking into a government facility and acting like plumbers, and them not being questioned. And don't get me wrong, government security in some places is bad, but I think the visual parts of this movie where they show them in printing, and the when the machine goes awry and it ends up doing 10 batches instead of the original one, 2,000 coins, and then it does 20,000 instead. I thought that was hilarious. I just love the visualizations of the machines going through, and honestly, the coin part of, coin creation and stuff like that had me more interested in points than the actual plot of the story. So good job on Netflix, I guess, for doing the actual research for how pennies and quarters and stuff are made, but maybe next time spend a little bit more on the scripting budget and have a movie that flows properly. So guys, my real ending review thoughts was, this was a movie that I thought had pretty much unlimited potential. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, these characters actually seem to fit a pretty good mold of what a regular, normal day today for our generation, what it would be like as an after-school special. And I think it had my interest at times, because the plot was actually a decent one before you actually get into it and you're like, what did they do with this? Why did they take it this direction? And honestly, I can't even answer some of those questions. So in general, I thought I would give it, if I was going to give it a star rating, I'd say like a 6 out of 10. I thought the acting was okay. I don't blame the actors for it, though. I blame the script writing and some of the plot devices they use, or maybe it was the editing cuts that they made. But it didn't flow properly. The whole movie did not flow properly, and I felt like I was watching a movie while I was watching it, which is pretty uncommon for me. I get pretty sucked into movies, so if I'm losing attention to a movie that I've actually been excited for, that's an even bigger, whoa moment for me. Is pretty much, you should be able to keep me interested in an hour and a half long movie and a coin heist set in regular day high school, because I love after school specials. Okay, so if you can't do that, then you're not going to get a passing grade from me. So yeah, definitely a 6 out of 10 for this movie. I mean, if you're bored and it's a weekend or you have a hangover, go ahead and watch it. It's not bad, and the soundtrack's pretty solid. Definitely gives me those 80s vibes back, and in general, I thought it was an overall okay experience. But if you have an hour and a half to kill, go watch it on Netflix. If you don't, then definitely don't watch this film. It's nothing special. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We are glad to be back here at Ouroboros.Bros. Miles is going to be posting some videos soon. I have a lot more stuff coming out as well shortly, and there's going to be some really cool shows coming out in early 2017. We're planning on covering things like The Expanse and a few other shows that have really caught our eye. The new Oz show this year looks really good too. And then obviously we have our staples of Game of Thrones, and we'll be doing, whenever they come out with the next Luke Cage and Jessica Jones series, we'll be doing reviews of that stuff as well. So if you guys like this review, please like it down below, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are growing and quickly, and we're very happy about it. So and then also comment and follow us on social media. All of those links are down in the description below, and start a conversation with us there. We love talking to our fans. And yeah, so until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.